Give him 7 in a row. Yusei Kikuchi with 9 strikeouts in the game.
Because sometimes you swing at the arm speed and the ball just never gets there, and the slider down again.
8 in a row. Yusei. How impressive can you be in your first Astros start? He has rebounded after that quick 2-run lead for the Tampa Bay Rays.
I sent you two, Sean and Joe, a text after Yusei Kikuchi's first 2 at-bats as a pitcher resulted in a hit and a 2-run homer, saying, oh boy,
Yeah.
here we go. And then Yusei Kikuchi on Friday settled in and struck out 11 Tampa Bay Rays. At one point, he struck out 8 in a row. It was awesome to watch. Here was my question. Now that we've had a couple of days to think about it, and also that we have a full series where Houston Astros pitchers struck out 41 Tampa Bay Rays, are we as impressed by what we saw from Yusei Kikuchi on as we were on Friday right now? Are we as impressed?
I'm not.
It definitely ruined it a little bit to see Spencer Arrighetti outdo him with 12 strikeouts. And it's unfair to Kikuchi. That was a great performance by him. But I will admit, I need to see another start from Yusei Kikuchi where he's looking really good before I'm thinking to myself, oh, the Astros actually didn't end up doing too bad in this trade.
Yeah, I mean, baseball is a fascinating sport because, like, he immediately starts throwing the changeup more in pitches that he's not using in Toronto. He's way more effective than he had been recently. Like, the percentages are so different than everything he did, which is like, how stupid are you, Toronto, if this actually works? But the starters struck out 30 batters in 3 games. Like you said, the entire staff had 41. That's over 50% of the outs they got were via strikeouts. So it takes away a little bit. Like, it's no offense to Kikuchi, but when he gets 11 and then Blanco, who's not at his best, gets 7, and then Arrighetti gets 12, it takes away from the excitement a little bit. How I felt, I was up here on Saturday a little bit and we're talking to Sean and Brian and the guys, and it's like everyone was like, oh, okay, well, like, they showed us a little bit after one start, but then the next 2 starts happen, and I'm just like, it just takes away a little bit from it, for sure.
If they scored more runs over the weekend, we would be talking more about Yusei Kikuchi today. But as Sean explained to us a couple of weeks ago, when Sunday goes poorly for the Astros, the vibes are off, and they scored 0 runs in a game where the Rays scored 1 run yesterday.
It's also the most extreme example of it because they just didn't score any runs for 2 games.
Yes.
And honestly, for Friday's game, they scored 3.
The numbers for the Astros offensively of late are rough. 3.05 runs a game over the last 17. Somehow they are 7-10, but only the White Sox have scored fewer than that over that stretch.
And yeah, the offense is so bad. The thing with Kikuchi is, like, I don't need to see 11 strikeouts again, though. I just need him to be what we asked the first time, and we kind of want to reset those expectations. So let's go back to the quality start thing. Like, I'm not going to ask him to go out there and strike out 8+ guys over 6 innings. I just want to see his next start, which is, I believe, is going to be in this series. Just give me a quality start, and then I think we'll all be I'll feel better about the original start on Friday night if he can follow that performance up with another one and just be consistent at that point.
I mean, he was an out away from a quality start, which is why the whole quality start thing is like so stupid.
Yes.
Where it's like 1 out makes the difference of whether we could call it a quality start or not.
Right, and it's pretty quality if you're throwing 8 straight strikeouts.
Yeah, like, that's better than a lot of quality. What he did is better than what a lot of quality starts are.
Tied a franchise record. Yeah, quality start, whatever. Doesn't matter in that moment.
But there is a little bit of, came against the Rays. And maybe Hunter Brown can be like, hey, know how that feels. Having an awesome start where everyone goes, it's against the A's.
The Astros are certainly feeling pretty good about bringing in Kikuchi, though, and you've already heard the Astros are stamping themselves on this Kikuchi start. This was said after the game, courtesy of Chandler Rome. In their meeting with Yusei Kikuchi Wednesday, the Astros encouraged him to throw his changeup more. And this is something he tweeted at 8:04, actually, during that game on Friday. He's already thrown 12 through 4 innings. The most he threw in a start with Toronto was 19. He only threw more than 12 6 times in 22 starts. He had 7 punch-outs at that moment in time. He got 4 more. He used his changeups 26% of the time on Friday, higher than his season average of 11%. I do not know what it is about the Astros, who historically have been able to bring in Justin Verlander, whose numbers were not as good as they'd been before in 2017, and have him looking the way that he did from 2017 on. Same thing with Garrett Cole. Same thing with Charlie Morton. Same thing with, I guess you can make the argument, Zach Greinke to an extent. Same thing with now Ronel Blanco. Same thing with, of late, Hunter Brown and Yusei Kikuchi. I don't know what it is that the Astros numbers people, specifically those who are connected to the pitching coaches, I don't know what it is that they see that allows them to see a pitcher should be throwing more pitches than others, but it is the one thing that over most of the last decade, the Astros have clearly had a leg up on everybody in baseball, regardless of who's the actual pitching coach.
Especially because it just feels so simple at times that, like, I don't understand why other teams don't quite figure it out. Like, you look at Kikuchi's like swing and miss rate, and it was an effective strikeout pitch on his changeup when he was in Toronto, but he just threw it so little. And then the Astros are like, hey, dude, throw it a lot more. And then it goes very well. Like, it seems so simple in a way, but it's like maybe it's the outside voice is like gets to these guys, but like it just doesn't seem that complicated.
It feels like every other organization should be capable of saying, this pitch works really well for you. You should throw it more.
Yes.
Yeah, because what didn't we might have talked about it, might have been Dell and I don't know, it all blends together, but we were talking about how that the Astros pitch after trading for Kikuchi was like, yeah, we could fix him.
Yeah.
And we're like, so should we expect that in start one? Or is there a process to fixing this guy?
Well, that was my concern, is that there's only a couple of months left in the year. So maybe they would eventually be able to fix him. But to fix him when he's a rental means he's probably going to be more expensive for another team. And it's not like one of those episodes of Antique Shop where you're bringing in an antique that's busted up, you clean it up a little bit, and you sell it. No. This is just like something you're fixing and leaving out on the side of the road after you're done with it.
You're getting 10 starts of a fixed pitcher, basically, is the idea of it. But we thought, oh, maybe not start one he's fixed. And apparently because the fix is, hey, you know that pitch, throw it more. That pitch, throw it less. Boom. Now you're an ace.
And that's why, like, we'll see what happens in the next start, because if we know he can be that good, he's done it before. I mean, Paul has talked about this, where he saw him in Seattle. We saw what his numbers look like the start of the season with Toronto. Like, he can be a really good pitcher.
He puts together great stretches. It's really a matter of, can he do it the rest of the way? And he might have to, because we don't know when we're going to see Luis Garcia again. Lance McCullers done for the year. They basically confirmed that yesterday. And with Justin Verlander, who, as Joe pointed out, has been dealing with a shoulder injury, not just a neck, thus his lengthy absence, still has to make 2 rehab starts to get back, even if things are feeling better for him right now. Shout out to the Minute Maid Park ballpark. Now, for a moment in time, I got a little arrogant. I got a little cocky. I thought that the people that worked at the Houston Astros, specifically those who are in charge of the stadium sounds, I thought that they were listeners of the show. And I thought to myself, if they're going to play this little sound effect after every single strikeout, then they are Gallant and George fan number ones, P1s as they call them, because they were doing this after every single Yusei Kikuchi strikeout. You say. It turns out that was something that happened in Toronto. I did not know that.
I didn't either.
I'm really bummed out about that. I honestly was so excited for a moment.
I felt so bad. I felt bad telling you the truth in the text. I should have just lied to you.
Yeah, you should have.
I feel like
I wouldn't have done the research.
I sent the text back, and I was like, I should have just been a bad teammate and let you come in today and just like, but like, they listened to me.
I had a long midnight walk, just walking down the street, just playing some sad music. I found a statue.
You playing that song? Because that song's kind of sad.
That is a sad song. I I found a statue, as I often do. I rode my motorcycle around town at night. And I found a statue. And guess what? There is a statue of me in Houston. You just have to find it. It's in the right spot. And I looked at the statue up on this pedestal, and I took off my helmet, and I threw the helmet at the statue. And I said, "Who are you?" And Eye of the Tiger was playing in the background slowly. And now, guys, I'm on my comeback. But that was a devastating moment for my pride and ego. Thank you. Please respect me in this very difficult time.
I did find it funny, just like the shots of like Justin Verlander every time they played it.
Yeah.
And he was singing it.
Yeah,
like,
that's great.
Apparently Sparky was getting annoyed by it on the radio broadcast.
Oh, you
Which
funny
actually,
duddy.
That really surprises me.
I thought he was the fun one.
Especially because I've worked with those sound people. They used to request music when I was producing games, and they would request the most garbage music for us to bump back with, and like they never complained. So I'm a little surprised like that annoyed them.
I thought
but
he was
used to it.
I thought he was the fun one.
He is the fun one, but maybe he just doesn't like Lisa Loeb.
I will say he did hear it for 8 outs in a row at
true.
one point.
So?
It's a little overboard. It feels like.
No, it's not.
New pitch clock too, so that's like once every 30 seconds he's hearing it.
People like repetitive things. People like laugh tracks on sitcoms. Oh, we can't have Yusei after Yusei Kikuchi throws a strikeout?
I think we have to keep it now.
Well, it always should have happened.
Now there has
The
to be.
Mariners are idiots for not doing it.
Yes. Now if he let's go bad situation here for a second.
I know.
If he gives up 5 earned runs in the first inning,
And then strikes out for out number 3.
you can't play it. like there's got to be
No.
There's got to be some
You can.
rules. Like we tried this already with Ryan Presley. We said Ryan Presley can't have his entrance song. They kept it. But like if Kikuchi is getting smoked, you can't keep playing it.
You can. You're wrong.
I know you can't.
If he's having a bad first inning, you want to get him back on track, and apparently he likes it.
I was gonna ask, did they do it in the first? Did he strike someone out in the first inning? B, did they do it in the first inning?
They must have.
Because that would have been fun.
Yeah.
I'm sure that went over well with Astros Twitter. That was my favorite part. It's just the sequencing of how things went for Yusei Kikuchi, where it's just immediate off the bat. Oh my God, we're bleeped. And then slowly throughout by like the 4th inning, it was, oh, okay. No, this guy's good. It also helped that the Astros scored some runs, got back into it.
3, but
Yeah, I mean,
But enough to like,
enough runs.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah. The first inning was he gave up a double to a guy that should be a Houston Astro, Yandy Diaz. Then he gave up a home run to Carlson, who also could have been a Houston Astro, and then he struck the next 2 guys out.
okay.
So they probably went right to the Yusei
Right.
after the 2-run homer.
As people are tweeting, panicking, they went with the Lisa Loeb drop. Good to know. They stood on business.
And he did a hat tip. And that was nice. Yusei Kikuchi. What did we think about the hat tip?
Deserved.
Yeah, it was a good
though.
tip of the hat.
For your debut, yes.
Yeah.
If now second start and he has the same thing, it's like, okay. We can't be tipping our hat every time you pitch 6 innings, 2 earned runs.
But he loved it. He's happy here. That's all that
Yeah.
matters.
No, again, for debut, good.
I want them to abuse the Yusei button
Just hit it over and over.
over
again.
and over.
After every strike.
Every swinging strike.
I was gonna say every out. You guys are going a little.
Every swinging strike. How about every swinging strike?
I just know how Paul goes.
No, I want to get in these hitters' heads.
Oh, wait, every swinging strike?
Yeah.
Every called strike, too.
No. Just the ones where the swing and miss.
Okay.
So that way we won't
Oh, okay.
we won't kill it. Well, it'll be sort of like in Mortal Kombat. There's this certain thing that you did if you like face planted. This random guy like would pop his head out from around the corner and go Toasty.
Yep.
It'd be like that,
Just like that.
and really it would get in their heads.
What a pull.
Yeah,
Such a great reference.
Yeah, this is-
I don't know how many people are gonna get that reference, but I get it and I love it.
That's
That's all that matters to me right now. Young Shong over there doesn't seem to
No.
understand this reference.
I got a lot of references. Okay, some would say that's a sign of something.